everyone. We are back at the Just Acting Up show. We got one of the queens of Houston comedy here, MC Lotto. Let's give her a applause. Let's start the win.
Give me my applause. Give them to me, everybody. Chris, why you ain't clapping? Come on. There it is. There it is.
Damn it.
I want everybody, all participants, to be clapping.
We got to give you your flowers. We got to straight up. So,
Thank you.
yeah. So first and foremost, once again, we appreciate you for joining us. We appreciate
you. Yeah. I know you saying we appreciate you and all that, but tell the people what it is. Today is a Saturday. It's before noon. Okay. Look
so
at
we
me.
Really appreciate
Give me my flowers. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like,
She woke up early.
Yeah, she did. Cause like I was like, hey, a lot of we get up early, we do this shit. Like it's just.
It wasn't even 24 hours ago. Man asked me to do this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to, because we know that you did a show last night, and I was like, man, Lotto, let me try to work with you. Let me see what you got. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I do appreciate you guys for at the Acting Up, Chris, Mike, and James. I appreciate y'all for even thinking, hey, let's put her on the platform, because people don't realize this, but I mean, I love stand-up comedy. I'm a comedian. We didn't really get that far, but I absolutely love what I do. But I love doing podcasts because people get to see, more, that there's more to me than just the jokes. So I'm always down to do a podcast. So let's go.
All right, well, let's kick it off. Let's get to know you. What got you into comedy?
You know what? So I literally this morning, I was going through some footage, and I like to say that February is my celebration month for comedy. So yes, I just finished my 5th year in comedy.
Congrats.
5 years in comedy. Yes. Yeah. So I'm entering into my 6th year. And I was reading a post that I made in 2017 in February. And literally in that post, it just said that I never thought I would be doing comedy. It's just something that I wanted to try, and I always thought it was funny. The truth of the matter is that I always wanted to host an MC. When I moved to Houston about 12 years ago or so, I would go to these poetry events, and they were dope. The Houston poetry scene is so amazing. And I would see some of the hosts. Mickey the Kid is one of my favorites, and Joey JP, another one of my favorites. I would see them, and they were so funny, right? And I'm like, man, I want to do that. Like that, I just wanted to host an MC, and somebody was like, man, you kind of funny. Why don't you try to do comedy, and then you'll get the opportunity to host an MC events. And so that's pretty much how it started. I went and did open mic, and like one time in December of 2016, I never did it again until January. And then after there, February is when I got 20 family members and friends together. I had a fish fry. I fed them fish, spaghetti, and salad. And then afterwards, I made them sit their ass down and listen to me tell jokes. And that was when it really So yeah, kudos. That's pretty much how.
That's good. That's good.
How did you work yourself up, like your confidence, to get on stage and tell jokes for like an hour or 30 minutes so in front of an audience? Because I figure that's very hard. It's difficult to do.
Yes. So honestly, I had to, when I really kind of got into doing comedy, when the people started paying me to do it, first you do open mic, and that's just like, is people there, people not there, you just doing that here and there. And then I would get booked for to do 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. But when people really started paying me, I had to call my grandma, and I just let her know, they pay me to get up here and tell jokes or whatever. And I was just like, just thinking back, like every time we had a family function, the family would let me get up there and, get everybody together and just say whatever. And I was just like, I should have been getting paid, Grandma. Like, y'all owe me money for all them times that I was doing it. And yeah, she cussed me out. So she didn't pay me shit. So I had the experience of just being able to be that person in the family, right? Now, my biggest problem when I first started comedy, or the one thing that I lacked confidence in, is whenever I would perform in front of small crowds, anything under 20, because I'm a high energy comedian. I feed off energy. I bring a lot of energy, and then typically the crowd gives me energy. So it's under 20 people. People like, they really don't want to be in that motherfucker. It ain't, you want to be where everybody at. Ain't nobody just happy to be in there if it's like 7, 8 people. They know, damn, why we in this bitch? Yeah. So nobody is just excited to be laughing or whatnot at said show. So I was not great at small shows. And what I did is I put myself in that position. So I would go to open mics that I knew wouldn't have a lot of people, because there are a lot of open mics where it's really like 4 or 5 people. So I would go there purposely to like attack my fears or to conquer my fears. So I got better. I got better over time of like putting myself in those positions where I'm naturally funny, so that's not the issue. And I'm not afraid to be in front of a crowd or to be vulnerable. Like, I don't give a damn, shit. But I had to overcome the fear of like a smaller crowds.
Yeah. What about hecklers? Have you how's your experience been with hecklers? You good at snapping back at them?
So I'm quick. Like I said, I'm naturally funny. I'm not big on just picking on people and making fun of people just to make fun of people.
Yeah.
Growing up, I had a cousin. She was older than me, but she was like smaller than me. She was mentally challenged, right? And so, like when we was younger, we were all on the same level. But as we grew, it's like her brain didn't really grow with us in a sense. Right. But that was still, we still as my cousin. Yeah. So she was in the slow classes. So I would have to beat somebody else. They was talking about my cousin. You know what I mean? Like, cause she in them classes. So in turn, if you was talking about one of them other people in her class, them her friends. She loved her friends. So I would have to beat your ass for talking about one of her friends.
Everybody getting it.
I've really been the type of person to like pick on people and that sort of thing. But I have a way of being able to make fun, but not pick at you. Like it's gonna be like, that motherfucker got me. It's not, you're not gonna feel attacked. Now, the thing with hecklers is, sometimes hecklers just want to be a part of the show. And so as a comedian, if you got the mic, nobody should outdo you. There's no reason or way that person should be funnier than you when everybody can't hear them, but they can hear you because you have the mic. So and I say this to newer comics, why would you want to pick on the motherfucker you need to laugh? You need the audience energy to laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't go out there intentionally like, you little fat ugly bitch. Like, that ain't I might be like, oh, it's some thick fat bitches in here. Yeah. It's only one ugly one. It's only one. Y'all know who y'all is. You know what I mean? I may do that, but there's no point in me like picking on one person. But in regards to the hecklers, my energy is to attack them quick and move around. Because I've been at shows where somebody goes in on a heckler and that turns into the show. I've been practicing these jokes and writing these jokes to get in on one person. I'll stick and move. And typically the way I do it, that person understands, or they get over it. And if they're not that type of person that get over it, usually when you ignore a person, they will. And if not, then I'll just address it to somebody in the room to get their ass up out of there. But I don't want to, I don't do comedy for one person, man. So it's for everybody.
So I take it in school, you wasn't that type of person that'll get on anybody if they like wearing some cheap shoes or
like, what are those?
Like roasting, like what are those?
So I'm not big on roasting, but I'm big on making everybody laugh. I'm gonna roast your ass, but it's not gonna make you feel like shit. I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Goddamn, when you put them bitches on, they was ugly.
Yeah. I have to stay away because I'm like, man.
You upset.
Right.
So it might not be that they ugly, but damn, you wore them ugly ass shoes with that shirt. God damn, like, okay.
So I had to stay away from you. Like, oh man, she gonna get on my ass. You put your clothes on for school. Like, damn, she finna get on my ass.
You probably want to be on my team, is what I'm gonna say to that.
Yeah.
Man.
But again, I don't just go after people. I like to bully the bullies. That's my shit. I like to fuck with people that fuck with other people. So that's that's more or less my passion and my drive. But see, I was that kid in school. In high school, I was pretty popular. I was a prom queen in my senior year of high school. There was a TV show, it was called 745 Live at school, and I was an anchor on that show. So it's like we did the news or whatever. A part of that, in addition to that, I also went and I interviewed clubs in the school. Now, people know the basketball players, they know the football players, and that I would do shit like go interview the gospel club, the wrestlers. Anybody fucking with the wrestlers, it's thinking there, But I would go. They had a girl that was like a stamp club, like it's like two bitches in this club, like. But I always have just kind of been into, like, damn, what they doing over here? So I really, like, I get along with everybody. And I just feel like there's, it's not just, oh, let's hang with the popular people. Like, you'll find me in the weirdest things. Like, what the hell you doing here? Like, how'd you end up here? But that's how I learn. I learn from other people and their experiences. And like, I ain't really just sitting down reading a bunch of books. So I learned from, other people. That's one of my favorite things about Houston. Houston is a melting pot, but in addition to it being a melting pot, Houston has several different clubs and organizations, and there's a knitting group.
Didn't know that.
You don't knit though.
Yeah, I don't knit.
Yeah, you don't knit, but it's a knit. It's a clique of knits. A clique of knitters.
Click of knits.
Click of knits.
Click of knits.
A clique of knitters, boy.
They deep out here.
I didn't know that. It's funny that you said it's funny that you said basketball too, because you hooped a little bit back in your day.
Come through.
Come on, you used to how that.
Y'all got a game coming up? Let me know. I still got it. I'll take these nails off in a minute.
She said I'm nice with it, man.
Yeah. So I used I played basketball. I used to be a point guard. I'm not gonna lie, my team was trash. I was the best trash player on there though. Shit. That's all that mattered.
Oh shit.
I had a really good game. I'll never forget. Everybody remember that one good game. I had a really good game at like 22 points. It was like the second game of the season. It was several years ago, but I never forget the game. It was like it was just yesterday.
Right.
The contact fell out. They had to get me out the game. I had to go put my contact in. I come back. We need you back in the game. Like all this.
All of these. It was windy at night, about 72 degrees.
Dang, I couldn't miss a shot. Foul. Like everything I was doing was great. I go to the next game, brick.
Oh.
House with these bricks. Like
it
was terrible.
That's a Westbrook type moment then.
Pass the ball.
They tell you no. As soon as you get the ball to shoot, no.
The parents was mad. And I'll never forget, there was this thick girl. And some of y'all thick. This thick girl used to do this move where she would be dribbling towards me. And then, because the thick people that's thick know about this move, she would wrap her arm and like spin off. I couldn't do shit about that move. That motherfucker would spin, like she would cuff me, like just cut. I was small then, like like now, but smaller. She would cuff me, and a bitch would just be there, just like that motherfucker must have scored 50 points on that one move. Take me out. This bitch is killing me.
She got her move. She go to it.
But I didn't even know. People don't even know that the basketball. I appreciate that question, but I used to coach too.
What?
Yeah, I coached my nephew like for YMCA where everybody's a winner. But my team used to win,
Right.
So I used to go back home. I coached for 2 years. My kids loved me. And all of the parents wanted me back. pretty darn good with kids. And then I moved to Houston, and I wanted to do the same thing. After being here for a couple of years, I was like, man, I really want to get back to coaching. And I tried to do the same thing at the YMCA. And I signed up late. So by the time I signed up, there's no easy way to say it. I got all the loser. I got all the loser kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
They got heart though. They got heart.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they got heart. They got heart.
I had one
Lotto
kid-
like now.
They got heart.
I had one kid just looking at the clock. His numbers up there. Come on. He's supposed to be in
That'll be
ball.
probably my son. That's my son. He want to play basketball, you know.
They need to mix them in with some good people. I had no good people on this team.
You should do a skit like, oh,
Looking at me,
yeah.
thinking that I was gonna be able to help these kids.
Like, I don't know what to do. What you
Eating boogers. I can't help this. I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. Like, but we played a team. The name of the team was the Lakers. The team was good as shit, man. They was doing screens and passes and doing overhead passes and shit, pump fakes. I said, shit.
like,
That was my last team. I quit with that team.
This is Showtime Lakers for real.
oh my gosh, man.
My bad. Go ahead. Go to your next question.
Oh, you good. You good, because we people need to hear about this, because like people, not everybody know about that, and that's why we don't.
No, I ain't never really talked about it. That team was trash. And I never went back, because that team, they need practice. And I worked a full-time job. These motherfuckers need to be up at 7 a.m. practicing, bro. I didn't have that kind of commitment in time.
I was gonna say that though. I was gonna like, man, to do that, you have to have patience. So
yeah.
Well, I do. I do have a lot of patience. I do enjoy kids. It's crazy because I have a show coming up March the 16th. I have a show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Toyota Center. I don't know if you guys.
we never heard of it. A little bit, just a little bit.
Okay. The Houston Rockets will be there. So I'll be performing before the Houston Rockets game. I think they play the Jazz. And when I was booked for it, I was under the impression that it was like gonna be in a club, like in one of the club rooms. And I just found out that it's gonna be before the game. So I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be kids there, you know. So let me get my kid material together. What's one? Everybody say it with me. 2. Okay.
Oh, man.
So I do love kids, but I've performed in front of kids with kids and adults, but never on that big of an arena stage. So that's gonna be an interesting thing. So I just said that just because literally just last night I was thinking about and even this morning spilling into the material that I want to use for that particular show. So it's just heavy on my brain.
Gotcha. No, that's
I see what you've done. You did the Kevin Hart Comedy Jam when they had hurricane support for Hurricane Harvey.
So I think I was like a year or 2 in the game. Yeah. So Kevin Hart was not there, but the person that produced the show is more or less an affiliate of his. And not that they told me that Kevin Hart was going to be there or anything like that. So I was never under that impression. I did really well on that show. I recorded the audio, but not the video, because again, I was still extremely new. But that was definitely one of my first like really big laughs. Like, like you could hear them like cracking up at that show. And it just was a really good experience. And some of the proceeds from that show went to, Hurricane Harvey victims. So yeah. But Kevin Hart was not there. It's just one of his affiliates that I don't know what or why they did that. Like I really wasn't in tune with that. I just knew I was doing a show, and I think they might have used a tag or something like that.
Yeah. I think that's beautiful though, because during that time, well, of course, Hurricane Harvey, we was all down here going through that BS. But in order to spread joy and laughter and take people's minds off of that just for a little bit. So I think what you did right there, that was dope. And so Yeah.
No, so literally I had a show last night at Rudyard's. I don't know. That name is so weird to me. It's R-U-D Yards, Rudyard's. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
And after the show, you know, I like to give I don't want to say get feedback, but I get feedback from the audience. I like to connect with the audience. Like, I don't really like to do a show and leave, because without the audience, like, I ain't shit. You know what I mean? That's how I grow, is with the feedback or with the love that I receive from them. And I also sell merch. So I do like to sell my merch. Everything I sell is I just want to win. That's my slogan. So all of my product has my slogan on there. A majority of my product does. And last night, it was a guy, I don't remember his name, but he told me that, like, I brought him out of depression. Like, he was like, I had such a bad week this week, and I needed, that's what that man said, I needed that. And then, like, the girl he was with was just like, you represent, and she was a Hispanic girl. She was like, you represent minorities. Like, thank you so much. Like, she just kept thanking me for representing for us, like for us minorities. And she just was happy. She was really happy with the performance. And just to hear him say, like, and that's still 5 years later, it's still surreal. Like, I just really just am being me when I'm on stage. Like, I ain't really, like, a lot of the stuff that I say is true.
Yeah.
It's real shit. And, you know, some of it is, you know, you tweak some things because, you know, painting a picture is just, you know, being visual is just funny. But I think that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I brought somebody out of depression. Shit, I need a bigger check. I need a bigger check.
You better start talking to him.
You need to have your show like Dr. Phil, then. You know.
So you know what? So the place I was at, so there's a guy that pretty much runs that room. It's a really cool place. It's predominantly white, but Dave Chappelle came in town about 2 years ago or 3, I can't remember. And when he came, he popped in there and did about 2 hours at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Nobody was able to say nothing. You know, they made them put their phones away. I think a couple people snapped a couple pictures, but it's a good room because they have a stage that's back, and then you can't really see the audience. It's dark as shit up there, which is how, like, real comedy, like, you know, when you get up there, that's how it looks. You can't really see people because you're really just there to tell jokes. So that was another one. That's another room that I had to put myself in because I feed off of energy and I need to see the people. So that's one of those rooms where I had to go to, like, get past that, get over them, and just trust that this shit is funny and I can hear them instead of just depending on seeing them. Like, I love seeing the audience. So that's something that now it's not really now I know. And so I was saying, okay, the room. So this guy runs this room and they have several different shows. So when you think of comedy, you just think of, like, oh, there's stand-up. Well, outside of urban comedy, in the other world of comedy, they have set shows or theme shows. So last night, the show I did was called The Headliner Show. So that is where 3 headliners perform. So we all did 20 to 25 minutes, and I actually closed the show. So I was the headliner for the show. So I did 30 minutes. And so I've done a show where it's called Off the Dome there. And that's where you don't do written jokes. You do everything off the dome. I've done a love show where it's about, like, relationships and all that. Well, so they have different nights or different shows. And I talked to the guy about potentially me doing a show where, because I used to do not a podcast, but a radio, and it was Lotto Knows. So that literally is where I have people send me questions and I would give them advice because Lotto knows. Like, I really give good advice. So I say that just to say, you said I should have a therapy show. The guy hit me up and said that he had an opening for a show or a slot for a show that I could do, but unfortunately it's on a Thursday and I have Taste every Thursday. It's Taste Bar. I'm at the Taste. So I can't do it that day. But the next time we have an opening, hopefully I can get in. And yeah, you can see the Lotto Knows show.
There's a segment that you do on your Instagram that I like. And I'm glad you chose what you chose, because you could have said chitlins with Lotto, but I'm glad you chose Kaylin with Lotto.
Yeah. What'd you call it?
Chitlins.
You did chitlins with Lotto, but you do
Chitlins with Lotto.
Kale and gelato. Yes, look at you. I love it when you do a little research.
Mm.
So I like kale, bro. I like kale.
Yeah.
Like greens is cool, but kale is lit.
Yeah.
I'm a texture sensitive person, and kale got a little tough, rough to it. And I don't know when I started. Oh, you know what I do know? So a couple of years ago, I went through a fast where I didn't eat meat. And so I was still eating fish, but I wouldn't eat meat. And so what it made me do is it made me start looking at other items on the menu. When I would go out to eat, it'd be like, well, shit, you know. And so I just started, you know, venturing out. And that's how my palate grew, because I was limiting myself to that. And ironically, right now I'm on a fast. I'm on a fast, and it's so from time to time I go through these fasts, and it's for me. So a couple of things that I'm working on right now is clarity, vision, discipline is another one of the things. And so it's just a list of things that I have. And one of the things, or a couple of the things that I'm doing. So currently I'm limiting and not eating out, especially at these shows, because, you know, I get that opportunity. I'm not having sugar. So no candy, OMG, sugar-free coffee. And then I'm not on social media or my cell phone before 11 a.m. So even for the day, I couldn't like see it and respond and all that until after 11. And that's just for the discipline for work. There's work balance on there as well. I don't drink. I stopped drinking about a year and 4 months ago now. But I started smoking marijuana.
So wait a minute.
It's levels.
It's levels to it. But I'm currently fasting from that.
But I gotta applaud you for the change.
Yeah, because that sugar part is hard for me.
Baby. So
that sugar, because I gotta have it in my coffee. I gotta have it in my oatmeal. I gotta have it in my rice and in my cornflakes.
Rice?
You like
Rice.
sugar, don't you?
you put sugar in your cornflakes?
I'm from the South.
Cornflakes or Frosted Flakes?
Cornflakes, not Frosted Flakes. It already got sugar in it.
Right. Mike, how old are you?
I'm 37.
Same age. Mike, I know goddamn well you can afford Frosted Flakes while you still out here eating cornflakes. The Frosted Flakes got sugar on it.
It's just something about when you scrape the bottom of that bowl, you hit it.
Mike,
I need you
to
it's going down.
I need you to relieve yourself. I need you to step away from that cute ass box.
You know, it's
the
going
box
down.
Is white. The box is white. They couldn't.
Yeah, the box is white.
On the box. Get the blue box.
That's how it is when you come from poverty. You hear that, man? You
gotta grow up, Mike. You 37, bro. I know you can afford 72 cents.
No, I can't. Now I left spam alone. I've been left spam alone. And what was it? Ramen noodles. I left that alone.
Don't act like this nigga don't act like you don't know what it's called.
Cut the wieners. Say you cut the wieners and the ramen noodles is over, man.
Look at him. He just had this shit 3 days ago. That boy know what it is. Stop playing with me.
Oh my gosh, man, Lotto, tell us. Okay, so first and foremost, once again, I'm applaud you for the changes that you made to living a better and healthier life. I can't just skip over that. That's dope. And also, you went to your this is interesting to me. You went to your very first burlesque show
last night.
Yeah, well, I've never been to one. Tell me about your experience, please. I'm like, wait, what?
Do you know that burlesque is white people strip club?
I didn't know.
I felt dumb because I thought burlesque was drag. I thought it was. I don't know why, but I associated burlesque with drag. It's not. It's white people strip club. They stripping, bro, but they putting on a show.
Okay.
But okay, so our strippers, they coming to the stage. It's Diamond bring her ass out there, damn, they're already naked. There ain't no show. Diamond is twerking, dancing, doing whatever. But this burlesque, this bitch was on a chair doing flips, doing sit-up. Like she was doing, they put on a show and they they take shit off with the beat of the music.
Oh man.
The difference though, Mike, you ain't gotta throw money.
Oh really?
You don't throw money, you pay one fee and you
What
get to
is-
see ass and titties.
Oh, I need to go over there.
You throw money. I said, this
I
is dope.
say what?
And you get to keep your cell phone out. The only thing is you don't get lap dances. You don't get to touch them and shit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they get naked, right? So their thing is props. So they bring all this shit, and then they gotta have a person come and clean the stage because they done took off every damn thing. And then so me and the people next to me we started playing a game to figure out if they was gonna have pasties or tassels. James, check this.
What the fuck?
After they take off their top, they either gonna have pasties. Pasties is just like a little cover to cover the nipple.
Right.
Tassels is like pom-poms where it got the flurry stuff on it. So then they take it off and then they start and moving the tassels. I was impressed.
Impressive.
My mouth was dropped, bro. Like I said, these hoes is naked. And all I had to do was pay $25
Hey,
to see this whole show. 4 bitches, bitch. Come on now.
That's what's up.
Hey,
And then
pandemic era?
what they do is they take tips. They do right before intermission, they do tip. What they do is they let the baddest bitch go. The one they really put on the show. They let the baddest one put on the show go, and then they pull out the tip jar. The tip jar. I don't know if I'm supposed to be cussing on this.
No, you good. Keep going. It's very interesting.
They done made the lips around around, you know, like a cup type thing, a bigger cup, and they done put lips on it, and they got the little click and all that, right?
Right.
It's in my story. I ain't gonna lie. I went up there and put a little $2 in there.
Okay, I see it.
You got to show.
Too. But
Okay, I see.
and then not only that, they do a raffle. Or no, they do an auction. They auction off a poster where they say all the ladies that was on the show and put their titties on the poster and signed it. They done touched her with the poster. Y'all know they sold a piece of paper for $50.
What?
Well, that's where they lost me.
20, and I'm thinking, here I am hustling these goddamn shot glasses for $10, where you get to keep it. Y'all, they bought somebody 25, you know, a poster where they supposedly put I said, you know what? I'm about to end this comedy shit. I'm about to start doing burlesque.
For real.
I actually
Man,
did a burlesque show in April. That's one of the reasons I went.
Okay. That's good.
I've never done a burlesque show. It is April the 16th.
Wow.
April 16th, I will have my first burlesque show at the House of Blues. So I'm hosting it. So I just wanted to see what it looked like. And coincidentally, it was a show after the show I did. So that's what made me stick around to see that. And I think that the people booked me because of my boudoir shoot that I had.
Shows that's coming up that you want the world to know about, and also where can we follow you? What can people follow you at?
Yes, get to it. So as y'all know, my name is MC Lotto. That's MC.LOTTO, up and coming comedian right here in Houston. And you can follow me on all social media platforms just by following MC.LOTTO. I have a lot of stuff coming up. By the time this airs, I actually will. I perform tonight at the Comedy Lounge, and I get to perform in front of Bob Sumner. Bob Sumner is the creator of Def Comedy Jam. He also is the creator of Laugh Mobs. If you ever seen a Laugh Mob tracks, that's named after him. I got his card right here. I've been able to perform in front of him before. Okay, this whole background thing. Yeah.
I see it.
before, and I was able to get his card before. So he'll be back here in Houston tonight, and it's going to be a total of 10 people, 5 women and 5 males. That'll be performing for him at the Comedy Lounge at a chance to win $500 and potentially go on to the next round. And then I have 2 shows tomorrow, one at the Secret Group and one at Ruggers again. But next Saturday, Ladies Night of Comedy is my showcase, and I will be at the Comedy Lounge for 2 shows, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. That's where I need everybody to show up. I have a good friend of mine, this comedian, that'll be here out of Detroit, Michigan. She'll be the headliner for both shows. I got 2 different ladies here locally that'll be performing, and I'll be hosting both of those shows, and that is the 26th of February. Other big shows, I'll be traveling in March. I'll be in Austin for South by Southwest. I'll be in Dallas the first week of March, and then South by Southwest. I will be in Chicago the 25th to the 27th. And every 3rd Thursday, I host a game called Survey Says. It's pretty much Family Feud. I would love to have you guys come and represent. You need a team of 6. The next one is March the 17th. I don't know if you guys could potentially get a team of 6 if you guys are available. Y'all get with me afterwards. But that's every 3rd Thursday. That's pretty much Family Feud. And it is in Missouri City. It's a super dope live event. It's something I do privately. I just started opening up and doing it at venues. I also do it once a month and on the north side at a smoke-friendly venue. It's gonna become my bread and butter. I'm more than just a stand-up comedian. I'm an entertainer. So that's something that I love to do. So yeah, follow me on everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
There's more content. Lately I've been so busy that I haven't been doing a good job of like putting things out there. But I have a content manager now. And so she pretty much follows me around and record me. And so now we're working to get that content out and give people more of me, because I really want my followers to go up. So, you know, my goal is by the end of this month to reach 5,000. I think I am less than
almost there.
I'm almost there. And I just want to, that's my personal goal. And I want to get that.
Gotcha. Well, a couple last things. So, and before we let you go, we know that you travel from Omaha, Louisiana, here, Arkansas, and you know you come across. What's that now?
New York, Memphis.
New York, Memphis. You've been a lot of places and traveling. I know you got some crazy stories, and we know that DJ Chose and Keisha Hunt, they give you some inspiration. They follow you. They always congratulate you on your success, and we congratulate you as well too. So, give us a small summary of what you wish you knew when you first started that you know now, with the people that you have met that inspire you, like Keisha and DJ Chose, and the place you travel. What's all that you've taken from that, and how you apply yourself now? What do you wish that you knew now?
So I did not know that I was going to be doing comedy in this fashion. I did not know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't know 5 years ago. So something in the beginning when I first started, I would go to the females in comedy and I would ask them, like, what made them keep going? You know, these people were tenured to me. You know, I was just interested, like, how did you know? Like, what makes you keep doing these open mics and keep doing these shows? And, you know, none of us are not, you know, at that point, especially, we're like big names. So I was really interested in to find out. I'm a very, I am silly and I'm goofy and everything, but I'm a corporate person. I come from retail management is my background. I had to leave retail management in order to do comedy. And so now I do admin work at a company where it's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I get the luxury of being able to be off and do comedy and on the weekends and at night. And now we work from home. We're not supposed to travel, but that's my business.
Amen.
It ain't their business. But I think that in the beginning, because I bring up the fact that I'm so corporate and structured just to say that I really wanted to learn the game. I wanted to learn comedy. I felt like I needed to go through a class, a school, or read a book and all of that. And in the beginning, I didn't think that I was doing it right.
Yeah.
So I was extremely like I was funny, and that wasn't necessarily a problem, but I was really hard on myself, and I still am really hard on myself because I really want to be good. Like Keisha Hunt is freaking hilarious. I remember when I first met her, I was so excited to meet her. She's hilarious. The girl is like, she has a natural gift, and her brain is like crazy. Like she eats, sleep, think comedy. Her writing is impeccable, and that's something that I aspire to get better at. But in the beginning, I was so critical, so you know what I mean? So there was a point where I stopped, just being raw, and I went back to read and, learn this and learn that. And that was dope, but I lost a little bit of the edge.
Yeah.
So I had to like put the book down, I had to put it down a little bit to continue to have that rawness. But I think the biggest thing is to trust the process.
Yeah.
I think if I think about DJ Chose, like that's probably his biggest thing is to trust the process. Like, stay down till you get up in a sense, and like stay focused. And so that's part of my fast now is clarity, focus, and then discipline as well. I know at one point Keisha Hunt is so good at doing callbacks. I seen her callback is where you repeat the joke or say a line from the joke later. After you did the joke, later you calling back. I seen her do a callback 9 times in a row, and the shit was funny. 9 times. That shit was hilarious. So I remember leaving that show wanting to work on callbacks. But that's not, you don't just get a callback like that. Like you grow. So you got to trust the process. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing that I've had to like remind myself, and to like, I'm here now, but I'm not going to be here later. I'm trusting the process of just continuously growing and growing. I was so eager and anxious to get better and better, sometimes to the point to where I wouldn't embrace how well I did.
Yeah.
It was just like, I got to be better the next time. That was dope, but I got to get better. Yeah. So it's like, calm down, and like, you good. And just, I think in the beginning I was so big on like doing new jokes, and like I just wanted to, but it's like the whole world ain't never seen me do XYZ joke. Everybody can know me, but that don't mean you've seen me do all the jokes that I have. And if you know Steve Harvey said I did the same jokes that paid me $100 up until it paid me $50,000. You know what I mean? And that's what he means. It's like everybody in the world ain't seen me. One of the jokes I'm known for is every dude that want to date me want to Netflix and chill. I get to their house, they don't even have Netflix. Why I gotta log? I've been doing this joke for the last 4 years, but everybody ain't seen me tell that joke.
Yeah.
I can sit it down. I got other stuff, but it's my joke.
Right.
It ain't time. Until I get on TV and do it, I ain't sitting that whole down.
That's about
right.
But I don't have to do it every time. Yeah.
Right.
Trust the process.
I was long-winded. I could have told y'all before. Shit, I thought.
No, you're good. Because this is why we had this.
This platform is to give you the platform to talk your talk.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Podcast and they do all the talking. What the fuck you want me here for? They will never let me say shit.
Exactly.
That's the difference between us. Go ahead,
James.
Yes, ma'am.
I did say something when I agreed to do this.
Yeah.
Do you remember what I said?
You said make sure that y'all are on y'all's ish and be ready.
I did. And y'all did that. I appreciate that.
Man, appreciate it, man. Brandon, thank you.
Yeah.
I had Lotto, I'm letting you know.
People have you on this thing, and then it's just like, so what you want to talk about?
Like yeah.
You invited me.
How much stuff I could have been doing.
Hey, Lotto, I have to redeem myself from that first time I met you, and y'all like do a voice. I'm like, hold on now, wait, I can't just. I like, hold on. So
he didn't do the voice.
He said
voiceovers. and did 0 voices.
It was right there on the spot, right there. But I'm like, see, that's how y'all skilled with y'all craft. Take me a good minute. I can do whatever voice you want me to do. I can do Eartha Kitt if you want me to do that.
Let's do it now, since you brought her out.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Put yourself on the stage.
Put myself on the stage.
Well, since you want me to do Eartha Kitt, my dear, I will tell you this. Sometimes doing Emperor's New Groove, I'll take a small little finger, and I'll put that box inside one box, and I'll take that box, put it inside another box, and I'll nail that box to myself, and then when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Eartha Kitt, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever you
My
hey,
guess, my guess.
Mark. That shit haunts me because old ladies keep talking to me right now. I don't want no more old ladies. Like, y'all leave me alone. Anyway.
Hey man, you better get that check.
Hey.
Get that check. You ain't gotta do too much. 20 minutes and they done. Boy, they sleep. What that boy say? Get the money, get the head, then leave.
Man. Lotto,
And you
it has
you
been
gotta
a
give them
joy.
this. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, man. Lotto, it's been a joy having you here. You're hilarious. We're gonna be keeping in contact with you. Go to your shows. Yeah, so tell everybody where we can find you at, bro. Instagram and Facebook.
You
Yes.
already did that,
Chris did it.
James.
I wasn't gonna say it, Mike. Chris asked that about 10 minutes ago. I
You
just took it.
already asked it,
She
James.
did do that, didn't she?
James getting old in his age.
But you plug my shit again.
Yeah.
I just want to win. That's my slogan. MC Lotto is the name. You can follow me at mc.lotto. Again, February the 26th. I really want to have 2 sold out shows. I'm gonna be posting flyers and videos. I just ask, even if you can't make it, if you just share, reply, or comment on it, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm trying to turn that hoe out. So I got something to prove, and I want the venue to know that they need me every month to do that show because I can pack it out. So that's my immediate main focus. Survey says every 3rd Thursday in Most City Bar and Grill. I got some people that are interested in me bringing it to their venues as well, some big venues. I'm just kind of, working it out because you ain't just gonna get my shit just to get my shit.
Right.
I don't do things just for the money. Like, I love this. This is my baby. This is my passion. And sometimes everything is not for everybody.
Right.
So y'all know my slogan is I just want to win. It's not just about me winning. It's about everybody around me winning. So I want to see Just Acting Up, JAU, Just Acting Up. I don't know why I thought it was. I want to see Just Acting Up win. And I want everybody individually and as a group to win. And I do this at the end of all my shows. When I say MC, y'all say Lotto. MC.
Lotto.
MC.
Lotto.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie, Miss Lotto. Before I let you go, it was Chris and James. We on the chat, so we had someone to come over, but then they canceled, and it's like I woke up and I look at the text message and said, "Oh, we interviewing Lotto." I must have fell out of my bed. I said, "Lotto, that Lotto, that Lotto." Hold up, hey,
you talking about Big Lotto?
I'm talking about big Lotto.
Wait. You thought y'all was interviewing?
All I saw was Lotto. That's all I saw was Lotto. You know when you wake
Mike,
up
you
sleeping,
think
got
y'all
some
that
eye boogers.
Mike, where y'all had made it
Listen,
to interviewing you thought Just
listen.
Acting Up had a
No
connection.
disrespect to nobody. All I saw was Lotto. And I almost fell out my seat. I almost quit my job that day.
So
I was gonna walk in.
you thought that y'all had made it to the
Yeah.
point to where
All I saw was
That's
Lotto.
not his boss
He
and
didn't-
everything.
Hey, hold up. He wasn't talking about the Texas Lotto. He wasn't talking about the Austin, talking about the Louisiana Lotto. So what else Lotto? Who Lotto? We going
Big Lotto. Respect.
Big Lotto.
Big
But,
respect.
okay.
We pretty much around the same time. I don't know where she got her name from, but my name was a complete fluke. Excuse me, real quick before I get out of here. I used to want to MC and host events.
Gotcha.
There's a bar that used to let me get on the mic and clown, just hype people up. There was a DJ that would show me how the DJ stuff worked because I always kind of wanted to MC and host. So I was interested in like radio. I'm really not that great at remembering the words to songs though, but I'm really big on like hyping people up. Like, okay, I see you, boo, let's go. Like that's me. If you see me somewhere that I'm pretty much doing that. So they used to let me get on the mic. There was another guy that used to actually MC at bars and stuff. And he used to go and get on the mic with me every once in a while. And when I moved to Houston as an adult 10 years ago or 12 years ago, however long ago it was, my sister was like, you need to get a Twitter. Get a Twitter, you can meet people, but when you do your Twitter, let your name be something different. Don't just do your name. So I made my Twitter is I hit the lotto. And it was I hit the lotto because when I moved to Houston, it was like a restart for me. When you get the lotto, those people get a restart on life. And so one day I was at the bar and they were like, hey, they want to get us on the mic. Oh, we're about to get on the mic. What's your MC name? I didn't have no goddamn MC name. I didn't know what an MC name was. But I didn't want this man to know that I didn't have an MC name. So I just said MC Lotto. And that's what I told him, MC Lotto. So he didn't introduce me as MC Lotto. A couple months later is when I got my chance to do open mic for the first time. And the man said, you got to write your stage name down. I ain't got no damn stage name. It's my first time doing this. So I wrote down MC Lotto.
It worked.
So I've been going by MC Lotto 5 years later. I got this shit tatted on me. I done got MC Lotto tatted on me.
That's dope.
Hey,
Like, this is something I created.
bet.
And that's why this is dope. You know why? They can't take this shit from me.
Nah.
I made this shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's mine. You can never, this is some shit you can never take from me. Ain't nobody give me this name. My first year, it was a dude that he's a comedian. I don't know. He's been doing comedy longer than me. He said you need to change your name. That's not a comedy name. You need to change your name. That man pays me to do his shows now. I ain't changing shit.
Come right back around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, Lotto. We're gonna get you out of here.
You as
You
well.
too.
Thank you for
Many
joining us.
blessings to you. You're gonna go far, girl. We already know.
And we're gonna have to do that Saturday Says too.
Yeah, we're gonna catch the show.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
All right.
Be safe.
Appreciate you.
Bye.